If we're gonna fix Leona, we must first look at what support is today and what a true support class should be or would bring to the game. Should support be just a champion that doesn't fit into any other role, replaceable by any champion that doesn't need a lot of farm to be effective? Or should the support class serve a particular need in team fights? Should we be having champions like Jhin, Ashe, Caitlyn, Sett, and Sylas going bot? Or should support be a unique and necessary class? Should every class be even necessary in every game? Or should comps with Leona, Blitz, Not, Top, or Jungle exist? If we want supports to be an essential class and stick with the typical meta of top, mid, jungle, marksman, and support, then we have to stop thinking about supports as just helpers that can be useful in some games without needing a lot of gold. We have to make supports invaluable by enhancing what it is that they are supposed to do, and reducing or removing capabilities that extend into what they shouldn't do. We shouldn't be seeing an Ashe pick bot and a marksman or support main locking into Twitch support to leave the Ashe to fend for herself bot. These kind of imbalances make the game more frustrating for everyone but the Twitch, and there should be harsh penalties for this type of role manipulation, as opposed to what we see now as benefits for employing these kinds of strategies. Why players would love changes like these is because by enhancing support kits, we will effectively add another layer of agency to champions in the support class, as well as benefits for good decision making, something rewarding to everyone that spends time practicing their particular champ. Without further ado, let's hop right into these Leona changes. Leona's Shield of Daybreak or Q will remain largely unchanged. Any changes to Leona's Q will be around the length of the stun and its cooldown value. Damage on Q will be funneled into her Sunlight passive. Leona's Eclipse or W will have a different effect both on offense and on defense. On defense, her W will shield or mitigate damage towards a particular targeted ally. On offense, her W will stun those directly beside her on the front line and give her a momentary increase in armor, MR, and tenacity. Leona's Zenith or E will briefly apply offense or defense to her W Eclipse. Targeting an allied champion with Zenith will briefly apply defense to her W. On offense, Leona's E Zenith will remain a skill shot that targets enemy champions and briefly applies offense to her W Eclipse. For Leona's ultimate, we add a self-cast and ally cast feature, which ensure that Solar Flare affects only the targeted ally and briefly increases their armor and MR, removing all crowd control effects and granting a slight haste in the process. Additionally, Leona's ultimate would otherwise remain unchanged as an untargeted skill shot for enemy champions. Leona's passive would remain, but its values would be increased to compensate for Leona's lower damaging abilities as a solo champion. Leona's passive should be best used with marksmen with reduced damage when working with fighters, tanks, mages, or other supports. Leona's passive should be best used with marksmen with reduced damage when working with fighters, tanks, mages, or other supports. Lastly, to round everything out for the classes, summoner spells like Ignite, Exhaust, Heal, Barrier, and Teleport should have different effects for those in the support class as compared to those of other classes. For example, Ignite on support will have reduced damage but higher effect as an anti-heal ability. Ignite on Marksman will match auto range and only apply its damage and heal cut on autos or damaging abilities. Ignite on Fighters, Bruisers, Assassins like Darius, Hecarim, Talon will apply its own hit effects to autos and abilities, possibly including bleeds and damage over time. Ignite on Mages would remain unchanged. It's time to get supports back on bot line. My name is Saturn, and that's all for today's balance episode. Be sure to like and subscribe for more episodes of champion abilities and balance ideas. I'm out of here.